All right, let's take a moment and let's get God in on this sex thing. He's the one that came up with the whole thing to begin with. Let's let him in. I don't know your perception of God. It's not important right now. For the sake of conversation, let's move him into the equation just for dialogue. Anyway, God and the power of sex. When God does something, it's always good. Now, if God didn't do something, it's possible something wasn't good. Now, when God created man, he didn't do something else. He had yet to create woman. And what was the result of that? God did not like it. It was not good. Therefore, he created woman, and man and woman, the two, were to become one flesh. Humankind, by God's intent, was designed to be sexual. That is to say, God is pro-sex. Now, humankind is created emotionally, intellectually, anatomically, hormonally, that is chemically, designed to be a sexual being. We are sexual by God's design, therefore, a healthy sex life is something God very much intended for each of us to have. Now, if God is pro-intimate, expressive, enjoyable sex, there's a problem. Because sex, as God intended for it to be, was hijacked. What do I mean by that? The further we get into understanding the impact of sexuality in personal life and in culture, the more we understand that is a very, very, very powerful thing. It has the power to be incredibly good and has the power, because it's been corrupted, to be incredibly destructive. Therefore, if you look at sexuality as a weapon-grade uranium that has incredible potential to be destructive, and that weapons-grade uranium has been hijacked, if it's been redefined or distorted in any way, shape, or form, then we got a problem on our hands. And if we focus on that particular intent of sexuality, it could leave a lot of destruction in its wake. And as you go through these videos, you'll find out that it actually is on various levels of personal and cultural lives. Therefore, if we have distorted the original intent of sex as God defined it to be, intended for it to be, and enjoyed it being, and we've hijacked it through the fall of mankind to be something else, then we're operating in something that is incredibly destructive. The problem is, it leaves, a distorted sexuality leaves culture empty. And the problem with that is, culture continually comes back to sexuality to meet a need that it is no longer intended to meet in our life, and therein lies the problem. God is pro-sex. God created us to be sexual. God had an incredible intent for our sexuality. It got hijacked, and we're operating in a different level, in a different manner than God intended for it to be. And as you see, it is destroying us on many different levels. Something so noble, so pure, so innocent, so celebratory, so beautiful is being distorted into something that's robbing us, not only of our present moment, but our future. We need to explore that. Honestly, if we care enough about ourselves, we need to explore that. And we're going to do that as we progress through these videos and you begin to see the destructiveness of an unhealthy sexuality versus the incredible intimacy and beauty of a healthy sexuality. Let's look at the difference between the two because, quite frankly, you owe it to yourself. Let's check it out.